All right, and we are underway.
All right, Centroid there on the left, going with the Princess Moonbrook sprite. And we got a key start.
That is huge. Ooh, Stones of Sunlight. That is one of the components needed to gather the rainbow drop in this game, because object of the game is to go on a scavenger hunt to collect some pieces and get that rainbow drop. The Stones of Sunlight is one of those items. The other items that we need are Erdrick's Token, and we also need the Staff of Rain. To get the Staff of Rain, we need to find the Silver Harp and find a cave with an old man where we'll be able to cash in that harp to get that Staff of Rain. When we have all three of those pieces, we have to find a cave that we affectionately know as the Jerk Cave to get the rainbow drop. And we have a gold grind. 2 of these chests have it. And there's some wings as well, which is a cursed belt.
Yes, that glitch being active means that sometimes you'll get some false reads on your items there. So that wings actually turned out to be a cursed belt. We got 3 gold chests. So there's not going to be much gold to find elsewhere in the world in this one, because roughly half of it's right here in the treasury.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. And immediately, as you can see, both of these runners are doing an early gold grind. And Centroid's going to stop right there. Looks like 10,000 gold. So they might be thinking about Flame Sword. They might be doing a save right here. It looks like up2ng is going to do a save, which is not a bad idea, because to keep that gold if he possibly can. But if we have rough enemies, there may be no choice. Centroid opting to stop at 6,000, 11.5 for up2ng.
Yeah, and they're not in a terrible spot here to fight some early enemies. This Drakey has sleep and weak breath, though, on Centroid's side.
Nearly the Wombo combo, as they say.
Yeah, just a bit shy of that, but it's still plenty to dust a racer early on like this. up2ng is going to get a kill on one of these Drakeys. He's just 1 XP away from the first level, or level 2, I guess.
Well, this slime ought to do it, and it does for up2ng, so that is going to be a level up. Let's see what we get. It's 3, 3, 2, 0, and no spells, so not exactly a great level up, and up2ng is going to go back to start. Now, that is important, because anytime you get sent back to start, you're going to lose half of the gold, so now Centroid's down to 3,000, up2ng about 5,750.
Yeah, up2ng opting to keep the experience here. I think that's a good call. Centroid's getting stopped by this knight on his way south and east, and it looks like there's maybe a little narrow gap to the northwest for up2ng. He's going to check that out. But both of these runners have burnt their opening key. And so, I mean, we're still early enough in this one that if they don't find a town soon, I don't know, they might opt to reset and maybe keep that if it seems like there's nothing much doing.
Oh, Centroid running into an X-Site, gets ambushed. Green Dragons, they have hurt more, and both of them sent back to start. And a rough enemy group early on in this seed.
Yeah, looks like those zone boundaries are pretty tight to Tanagel, maybe toward the southeast. They've hit some things on the diagonals already that are some Charlock or near Charlock level enemies.
Centroid escapes from a Drakey, as does up2ng. Next level is at 17 points. We see a wolf able to escape as up2ng. A lot of encounters here. It's been a rough go. up2ng can't escape from the ghost. Now going to go ahead for the attack. Ghosts have anywhere between 6 and 7 HP, give 4 XP. That next attack ought to do it, and it does.
Centroid's on the board now here too, picked up 2 experience to this point. So slow going so far. Just a little bit of exploration here. They're trying to get somewhere with that money. up2ng on a little bit of a protracted walk, but it looks like he found the south coast there.
Oh, but gets ambushed by a rogue scorpion, and down to 3 HP, can't escape. That's going to end his turn.
He's gonna reset it. I think he's gonna opt to keep this key. I wouldn't be shocked to see him hold on to it. He doesn't see any towns nearby, so the gold's not doing you any good.
It most certainly is not. Centroid, meanwhile, gets another kill. So yeah, up2ng will restart. Going to instead opt to use the key, I would imagine, to buy more magic keys.
If he can, looks like there's no gold in the throne room, so he's gonna have to try to build up to that gold. He might also opt to do a basement check here. We haven't seen what's underneath Tantagel yet, but it looks like he's gonna head straight outside.
Nothing wrong with that. He'll check that basement later. So early on, a slog of a seed for both of these runners. We have not discovered anything except a lot of carnage.
Yeah, a lot of monsters that you can't fight yet. Even the ones that you can are kind of risky. The Drakey you can usually take care of in 2 hits, so as long as you don't get a sleep or a couple of breaths back to back, you're okay there. So up2ng looking to recoup that experience as quickly as possible.
Finds another Drakey, just going to run away. Wants to see a slime instead, except the Drakey just will not leave him alone. Meanwhile, Centroid gets locked into a sleep spell. Back to start he goes. And Drakey cannot escape up2ng. He'll go back to start as well.
Yeah, Drakey's on the prowl tonight. Those are going to be a little bit of a problem here in the early going, but they kind of have to fight him. There's not much else around that looks decent. We've seen a ghost or two. Those would be all right, but in these high encounter tiles, looks like a lot of Drakeys, a lot of slimes, and the slimes are in a spot where they're going to be running 25% of the time already on these stats.
Centroid was able to one-shot that Drakey. up2ng gets breathed on and is still able to get the kill. Back to level 2, up2ng goes, and down to 5 HP after getting slept on. Does take care of the Drakey. So one more of those Drakeys will mean level 3 for Centroid. Magician found on up2ng's side. That's going to send him back to start.
Yeah, Magician, if they can get into a fight with full HP, that's an enemy you can fight provided they don't have any abilities. But we haven't seen much from them yet to show one way or the other.
7 minutes in and already combined between the two runners, double-digit deaths.
Yeah, I think you put it correctly. A lot of mayhem, a lot of carnage here in the early going. Finally seeing some enemies that we had not seen to this point. A red slime there for up2ng. We saw that Magician just a moment ago.
Centroid finding a slime and it ran away, but here's a Drakey. Unfortunately, he gets slept on, gets the fire breath, still sleeping, and end of Centroid's turn. Can't get to level 3 here.
Yeah, that's the thing about those sleep monsters early. That's still good experience, and it's better than they might hope to do otherwise. So if they get it, you hope to two-shot it. If you don't get got by that sleep right away, then you still have a chance to take it out if you wake up. So up2ng carefully considering that one before he puts it away.
Was able to one-shot it, so that's another 3 points. But then gets ambushed by Drakey, immediately puts him to sleep. Doesn't go for the breath just yet, and spares him. Oh, the 4 HP wasn't enough, but this attack will do it. That is going to be a level 3 for up2ng. We saw it on Centroid's side. Let's see what it was. 4, 10, 5, 2, still no spells.
Yep, just a slight deviation now from Centroid's levels because of those different builds. So up2ng working with 1 fewer hit point right now, and that'll continue to, that gap will widen as the levels increase and that stat goes up.
Next level is at 35 experience points. There's a Drakima, much stronger than a Drakey, 12 to 16 HP, does give 20 experience. Now a Droll.
Yeah, those Zone 0, the Zone 1 and Zone 2 enemies are still a little bit tough, the ones that you find there, because they're still taking a good bit of damage. 11 defense, not anything that's going to break anything more than a Drakey. So they're still taking substantive damage.
Wow! An AK-47, and we didn't have to go far from Tantagel Castle. Man, this is absolutely brutal.
All right, so that's information for Centroid at least. He knows that the east-west zone, that vertical zone boundary is 2 tiles west of Tantagel, and he strayed into that diagonal and caught a really heavy zone. So he's going to stick a little bit closer to home this time, it looks like.
Yeah, and you certainly can't fault Centroid. I mean, yes, you want to do some exploration, but right now, given the situation, kind of limited.
Yeah, they've really just got these Zone 0 enemies at their disposal. It's going okay right now. up2ng's just on the threshold of level 4.
Now, one more Drake he would have done it. Instead of the Fire Breath sent him back to start, so level 4 is going to have to wait. Slime will get him within 1 point of the level up. Another Drakey for Centroid's able to one-shot it. 7 points away is Centroid. So up2ng's had the better luck with the encounters and kills, and this will be a level 4 for up2ng. Let's take a look at the numbers here. We've got 0, 7, 8, 1, and still no spells. That's kind of an ugly level up. No strength, no spells.
It kind of is. up2ng, though, I will say this. He did pick up that agility there. He's at 15 defense points now. That means he's breaking Magicians and Magidrakies. We did see that one Magician earlier. If you could find some more of those, that wouldn't be a half-bad target.
But look at the lot of this swamp land when we don't have any healing devices. He's able to get past, but still no towns. A lot of bridges here, a lot of grassland, a lot of nothing. Holy Toledo. Is there a town to be had in this area? It's just a dead end. Wow.
What a... and just such a hero walk, too. He hasn't taken an encounter in forever, and he's just going to walk into the swamp to try to finish this off so he can go back home.
Man, that is just brutal. Wow. I mean, such a good walk, absolutely, but does not get rewarded for his efforts there.
Yeah, nothing to show for it, and he ended up in that same zone where we saw the Armored Knight earlier, so there's Demon Knights down there, too. Centroid's taking a look at looks like he might head the same direction.
Oh, and he runs into a Star Wyvern, and likewise, just not able to escape. They do too much damage. That's a perfect bid.
This southwest zone is murder. The fact that up2ng managed to walk that is remarkable. The fact that there wasn't anything at the end of it is really painful for him because that was quite a hero walk.
It most certainly was their Archfield. Next level's not until 82 XP, and again, with what has been given to us, I mean, we're not going to be able to grind on much. I mean, we saw Magidrakies. We don't know what they've got. I mean, they've got 12 XP worth, but right now it's... Ooh, an excellent move there for Centroid to take down the Magician. Good for another 8 XP.
Yeah, he wants some more of those. Magicians are good business right now. Like I said, those are broken now at 15 defense. So if he can get some more, he's in good shape. Drakeema's not so much. 18 attack power won't get you very far against them. That's 1 to 2 damage, and he knows it, so he's going to bolt.
Right, because Drakeema's strength is at 22. We want to have a higher defense than that.
Precisely. Once your defense, as long as the enemy's attack is even, as long as your defense matches it, then it changes the equation, literally, in the sense that you'll get much less damage from those enemies. That's what we mean when we're talking about enemies being broken. So those are the kinds of things you're looking for when you're trying to grind early.
Centroid ran into a park ranger, those green dragons, but he was able to escape.
Looks like there is some more territory to the northwest here.
Centroid's hoping to find something here, but I see grassland, I see a town. Can Centroid get there before he is caught by something? He is there. What do we have? Coal.
Could be very, very big. Another hero walk there. This one paid off for Centroid.
All right, let's see if there's anything on the tell. Eric's armor. Oh, that's a huge find there for Centroid.
Massive get. Most powerful armor in the game. 28 defense points, heals 1 HP per step, cuts the damage by your breath and hurt attacks by 1/3.
Now the bad news for Centroid though is he is literally broke. He can't even afford the small shield or any of the smaller weapons there with his 44 gold. But yeah, absolutely, that Erdrick's armor definitely going to come in handy. A big bolster to the defense. You're able to survive the swamp tiles and those electric tiles. And let's see, we've got a Dragon Scale pickup there for Centroid. Had enough money to make that purchase. So by putting the Dragon Scale on, that's going to boost his defense by another 2 points.
Does have a cursed belt here too. I didn't see if there was a copper sword available, but that's a like-for-like trade if he's got one available. And if not, the torches are a good idea too. They're still going to do more damage throwing those than they would otherwise.
Yeah, selling that cursed belt, I mean, the cursed belt tells 2 things. Number one, you can have the cursed belt. That tells you if there is one of the 3 search tiles that are in play. Those 3 search tiles, one was coal, one is the spike tile in Hawk's Nest, and the other is the coordinates. And you can sell the cursed belt for, what was it, 180 you can get?
Yeah, 180.
Yeah, so with the cash, but instead of purchasing like the shield, gonna go for the herbs, which you certainly can't blame. We have no healing spells at all.
Yeah, gonna go for herbs and torches. I like it. The armor will give him some heal walking. He's now, as we were just talking about with the defense breaking, on 45 defense, he's breaking literally every enemy in Zone 0 and Zone 1 and Zone 2. So all that early game stuff is easy. And here's a Metal Slime as he just takes a single tile outside of coal.
Ooh, they have Stop Spell. Interesting. Ooh, gets one of the hits on the Metal Slime. Now, a difference to Metal Slimes this season is that Metal Slimes do 32 times the level instead of the 255 that you're accustomed to seeing. Of course, when they get to level 8 and above, that's when we'll get the 255. That's an excellent move. That is going to be 120 in XP. A huge kill for Centroid. That's going to be a level up of 4, 9, 5, 2. We have Stop and Return, which was level 5, I believe.
Yeah, no spells showed on the level up, so those were both level 5. Really huge there, and something that bears mentioning that I did not point out at the beginning of the telecast is that they're playing with both scaled and scared Metal Slimes on. There was no guarantee that Metal Slime was going to stick around at under 20 strength, so the fact that he was able to take it out was a really big deal. And it looks like he's got a line on another one here if he can get another hit.
One more hit. Got it. Holy Toledo Centroid hitting the jackpot again. Another 192 XP. That is going to be another level up. We've got 15 power, 8 speed, 3 HP, 6 MP, and the all-important heal more on level 7. Wow.
Wow. What a big deal here. I don't want to lose track of what's going on for up2ng.
And it's another Metal Slime!
He's just staying here. I think this is on purpose.
And it's another excellent move! Another Metal Slime kill for 224 more XP. And he's only, 8 points away from level... And that time it ran away. Finally, Centroid's luck running out there. But holy smokes. A Wraith now for Centroid. Wraiths have 30 to 39 HP to give you 42 XP.
He's got enough here. He's let's see. He is breaking the Wraith, so these torches, he can just race it. It shouldn't be an issue unless it's got breath or something like that.
Now, what do torches do? Was it 7 to 13?
Torches do 6 to 9. If you have
6
Fairy
to 9.
Water, yeah, Fairy Water will do 9 to 16. So those battle items can be very helpful in fights like this one.
Absolutely. Here, down to 23 HP, but that's an excellent move! Centroid's luck continues, and right now, up2ng is getting RNG'd right now by Centroid with 3 power, 3 speed, 6 HP, 2 MP, and we have learned Repel.
I don't really have any words. This is a remarkable run of grinding like I've never seen before.
Yeah, 3 Metal Slime kills, takes down a Wraith. He's back into coal with some more gold, so now he can stay at the end, and if he wanted to, now he could buy a few things like that club, like that small shield.
Exactly. I don't want to lose this thread. We've been focused so much on this remarkable thing that's happening to Centroid, but up2ng did manage to save enough money to buy a key at the back door of Chanagel, so he's able to hold on to his keys. Centroid doesn't have one right now, and if there's anything that might throw a wrench in this race for Centroid, it's if Remolder is distant and there's no keys that are just loose somewhere in a chest. That could be something that could hold things up. So I wouldn't say this is still absolutely a race.
Right.
And up2ng's just, taking the slow and steady route here. And I don't blame him for it, because based on what he's seen so far, he's already covered a decent amount of map and just landed nothing. So he's staying put and trying to take care of some grinding at home.
Another Wraith down for Centroid. Decided to purchase the club with his money and finds another Metal Slime. This will now be for the maximum 255 experience points if you can take him down. There's one hit. And that's Metal Slime's been using nothing but Stop Spell. There's an attack. 2 hits. That one misses. Oh, and it runs away. Finally, Centroid doesn't get the Metal Slime.
He's going to stay, and who can blame him? I mean, he's now got 44 attack power. Doing 6 to 13 against the Wraiths even, so just as a backup enemy, totally fine encounter to take right now.
You know, up2ng is really doing nothing wrong in this scene. It's just that Centroid's gotten lucky. He was able to do a good hero walk to get to Cole, and he has found the perfect grind spot. But there's a droll. That's going to be 9 HP down. 15 to 20 gives 18 XP. No problem there for Centroid. up2ng continuing to grind on these Drakies. This one's going to give him level 6.
Yeah, as you say, up2ng not doing anything wrong here. As far as he's concerned, he's just really taking care of business.
Well, that is back-to-back Metal Slimes where Centroid got 2 out of the 3 hits, then decided to run away. So maybe the tides are starting to turn a little bit on Metal Slime luck for Centroid.
Entirely possible.
We'll go for this droll. The droll is down, looking for 975 experience points for level 9. There's another Wraith. This time missing the attack. up2ng ended up getting sent back to start by that Magician.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a resource refresh there. He needed to get his HP back, so just find an encounter, take it to its conclusion.
Wraith down for Centroid. He'll continue to do his grind, but uh-oh! There's the trouble, and escapes from the Fun Police!
Unreal.
Now he has a decision to do with that heal more, or that Axe Knight going to use a heal more, because they still kind of hit hard early. Able to escape.
Yeah, he's got 50 agility. Run chances aren't terrible.
Looks like Centroid used the return spell to go back home.
Yeah, all of a sudden, so let's consider this. He was in that zone. He did take a tile further south than he had been. If that was the zone boundary, that's one thing, but if he was getting all those Metal Slime and Wraith encounters and then a couple of Drolls before he saw the really bad stuff in that zone, that's just even a little bit more that went his way over there in the Cole region.
Absolutely. If that's the case, then up2ng might have caught a break there. That's something that might have deterred Centroid from continuing to grind there. Just got really lucky before finding what else was lurking in that zone.
Yeah, I mean, because that's going to chase you off. And Centroid, you know, like you said, hit that return immediately, and he's going to go explore a different direction now. So that broke that chain where he was just picking up a lot of experience. He's still going to be able to fight a lot more stuff than up2ng can, of course, but you know, that did blunt the advantage that he had, at least momentarily.
Finds a Magiwyvern. Magiwyverns, they have 36 to 48 HP, give you 83 XP. They have Stop Spell, which again, when you have Erdrick's armor, that Stop Spell will not work no matter what. In addition, Hurt More and Hurt spells, the damage is reduced, as is the DL Breath, the Dragon Breath, and the DL2 Breath. And in addition, you don't take any damage, as I mentioned, from the Swamp Tiles. Plus, every step you take is 1 HP added when you do a heal walk.
All of that stuff adds up to a really big advantage for Centroid right now. I think based on what we've seen, we've kind of covered east of Tanagel, southeast, south, and we saw up2ng take that fruitless, unfortunately for him, fruitless hero walk to the southeast, the same direction Centroid is heading right now. I think the entire map is stretched out to the northwest here.
Centroid was able to escape from that blue dragon. And there is a gold man. Ooh, gonna go for the gold man, and it's 255 gold pieces. They don't give much XP, but yeah, 255 gold for Centroid if he can take it down, and he does.
Yeah, that can be handy to have on hand. You never know when you're going to find a shop. That puts him in range to buy a hand axe all of a sudden, so the fact that that gold man was there, you know, that's a good get for him, and a heads-up play, I'd say.
16 more experience points, taking down that Scorpion. Now here's a Magic Drake. He's like, no, I want no part of you. As Centroid about to run into that dead end that up2ng ran into, and he'll use the return spell.
Good quick return there. We've seen the East Coast and the South Coast now. They're both at very close proximity to Tanagel. So, like I said, this exploration is going to force both of our runners to the northwest. And it's just a matter now of how long it takes up2ng to decide to head that direction, because
Star Wyverns, well, they have her, and then as you can see, with that armor, doesn't do much damage. So you always love to see when enemies have that spell.
yeah, anytime a Charlock tier enemy has the hurt spell, that's a great boon for later on in the seed particularly, but especially now he doesn't have to sweat being hit as much by that Magi Wyvern, or pardon me, by the Star Wyvern. So that's always great to see, and you just file that away in the back of your mind there for later on in the seed too.
Ooh, gets ambushed by a Demon Knight. Right now 104 points away, was able to escape. Centroid was. up2ng has been sent back to start again. Centroid going to use an herb, continuing this northwest exploration. up2ng continue the grind. We do find a town, which was coal. So now he'll be able to do some more shopping with extra gold that he's got in his pocket.
Yeah, that gold man take, like I said, that was a really heads-up play. He knew that would push him over the threshold. He's seen the hand axe already in coal. He was able to make it back here with his money intact. So he's going to get a small shield and that hand axe for his efforts. Nice play there by Centroid.
Beautifully done there. The math was perfect. He's got 10 gold to spare. Oh, right into the hands of the fun police. It's like, how dare you buy that hand axe and small shield?
Tried to track him down, but he got away again.
Yep.
So those were there the entire time, and he was just catching those metal slimes time after time. So just remarkable what happened in that zone for Centroid. I don't even know that you could really quantify the encounters that he was getting, and then the luck that he was getting within those encounters to pull the experience that he did was really remarkable.
Tell you what, though, Centroid is deciding, you know what, I'm gonna try again. Maybe I'll get some more metal slimes out of this. up2ng running into a Warlock. He's able to escape. There's a Drakima. And up2ng's not going to win that race.
No, unfortunately, he's just out of range of breaking the Drakimas at 20 defense. So almost there, but he can still fight those in a race, and he's going to win it a lot of the time as long as he's got enough HP to back it up, and he's not too far away from level 7 now.
Ooh, Centroid running into an Axe Knight, cannot escape. He's able to do so the second time, but a step later, finds a Star Wyvern, but is able to escape that too. This time, Centroid will not go after the gold man, and it's 255 gold. He is not looking at gold at the moment because, hey, there's nothing to shop for right now.
Yep, nothing doing on the gold. I think he wants one more Wraith. If he gets it, he's going to have level 9.
Instead, he finds a metal slime, so a chance at 255 perhaps. There's an attack, so he's got one of the hits. He's got another hit. He's going to have a chance at that third hit. Will he get it? Yes!
He did. 3 for 3.
Beautifully done. 255 more points. That's level 9. Let's see what it is. 10, 7, 0, 0. Double zeros. No HP, no MP.
Somewhere MTI feels a disturbance.
Absolutely. Yeah, if MTI is in chat, he's got the double zero. He's got the roulette wheel. Meanwhile, the Drakima will take up2ng back to start. He's 15 points away from level 7. There's a Star Wyvern just going to escape, and now going to continue that exploration to the west if he possibly can. Runs into a Droll Magi, going to go ahead and try to take him down. 33 to 44 experience points. Those Droll Magi, they have 52 strength. With the defense at 62, you're able to defense break those.
Yeah, Centroid's in really good position right here. 62 defense. He's breaking everything up through Rogue Scorpions. It's a lot of stuff that's on the table in the mid-game for him to fight right now. So, like this Spectre, also an excellent enemy, so he may or may not decide to stick around. But got hurt more there from that one.
They've got hurt more, and Centroid taking a chance there. No dodge. Gets the kill for 47 points. there's another town and a cave. He's going to go for this town. Will he get there? Yes. What is it? It is Gurnham.
All right, so as we talked about at the outset, the one, apart from Centroid's advantage with the armor and getting to coal and so forth, the other thing that differentiates our runners right now is that up2ng managed to hold on to that opening key, whereas Centroid did not. So he cannot check the back door of Gurnham right now.
Yep, so if up2ng is able to get to that part of the game, he could gain a serious advantage on Centroid. But he's going to go for this cave. Before he can do that, this Demon Knight is in his way. Go for the attack here. No dodges at the moment. I'm probably cursed. Yep. Told ya. Commentator's cursed.
Yeah, Demon Knight's a challenging enemy here. He has not broken the Demon Knight yet, and they of course dodge quite frequently, have the highest dodge rate in the game. So he had to burn a heal more there, but he did get his way into this cave.
Well, what cave is this?
We've got the Grave of Garen right here.
Ooh, Garen's grave, man. There's a lot of enemies that could deal some serious damage, like these wizards.
I think he's hoping for probably a key here. Of course, you always want to find sword and some quest items too, but if he finds a key, yeah, there it is.
Oh, wow!
Really
the
big
luck
deal.
continues. That is and 2 keys!
Two keys.
Why settle for 1 key when you can have 2? And I'll bet you Centroid's going to try to... Oh, but he runs into an Axe Knight. This might be a death warp.
I think it probably is. He knows he can go back right now, fill up on keys, come back and check Gurnham right away. Or actually, no, he's gonna do it
I'm
here.
a little bit surprised that I guess he's going to try to take down the Axe Knight from 51 to 67 HP.
Yeah, would have needed a crit there in the last sequence. Didn't quite have enough in the tank for that one.
Yeah, he might as well take a shot there. If he would have gotten the Axe Knight, that's 130 XP, but no matter. The important thing is did get the 2 keys from Garen's grave. Now can check, buy some more keys. So yeah, any advantage that up2ng might have had just got negated.
Yeah, I mean that went right out the window. Those 2 keys, Centroid can reclaim the treasury here. He's going to have a bunch of gold at his disposal, can full buy keys in the back and check the basement at the same time. Then he knows where Gurnham is, which is a piece of exploration knowledge that up2ng also doesn't have. So
yeah, and Centroid, he's going to do this gold grind again, and you know now that he's a little bit better equipped. Now he's not going to do a big, massive gold grind. He only went to about 5,000.
So that'd be, that'll insulate you against 1 death, and you'd still have enough left over for, say, a broadsword and a large shield, which isn't bad, and he hasn't seen, much else to speak of in the 2 shops that he hasn't seen so far. So that seems a decent amount if he wants to kind of hedge his bets here.
up2ng right now up to 562 points. He's 38 points away from level 8, continuing this grind near start. Checking the stairs here. Let's take a look. We've got a cave.
Yeah, up2ng was down here. I didn't see the bonks, but he exited right away, so I suspected it would probably be tablet, and that's what we've got. So no encounters down here, just 1 chest.
Of course, there is kind of a con to having no enemies. If you don't have any spells like the Radiant or Torches, you better have that layout memorized, otherwise you're going to get stuck.
Exactly. There's no death warping out of there.
Well, it says hand axe, but we know that's not true. It was a torch.
Yep, he's going to make a quick check just to be sure. And oh no, it looked like it was empty on the second take, so probably an herb? Or
oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, because, yeah, the herbs don't go on the bottom, they go on top. Yeah, so it must have been an herb.
Yeah, so he, I think he thought it was a torch, and that's why he tried to take another one, or else maybe he realized it was an herb, but yeah, I think that was an herb chest.
Centroid looks like he's going to go back to where he came, sitting on 1,405 experience points, 95 away from level 10. up2ng very close to 600. This magician won't quite do it for up2ng. In fact, just goes ahead and escapes. There's a warlock, and that's just going to send him back to start. Centroid makes his way back into Gurnham with the gold that he grinded on. Let's see what he decides to purchase. He'll buy that large shield.
Yep, so that's an upgrade to 10 defense from the small shield's 4. So that'll bump him up 6 more points, and I'll get to check the back door here in just a moment, too.
Yep, he'll stay at the inn. Yep, then we'll check the back door, see what's behind the chests and what's behind the cave.
up2ng has hit level 8, so he's got some more spells at his disposal.
Ooh, sword! Holy Toledo! And we've got wings and a torch. Wow, Erdrick's sword, the big boy. The big weapon that's going to do massive damage. Huge find for Centroid.
Yeah, and I mean, he's still only 55 HP, but if that HP picks up, he's going to be in range to fight basically whatever he wants. He's got good defense already. He's got Erdrick's sword at his disposal now, so the next level is less than 100 experience away. He'll be at level 10, and he's really in the driver's seat right here.
Oh, he absolutely is in the driver's seat, is Centroid. What cave are we in now?
He entered through Swamp South, so he's going to take a look at the spike tile, it looks like. He's headed that direction anyway.
Ooh, Axe Knights, this would be a potentially good grind. Gonna go for the attacks. We don't have the hurt more. It does 22, so that's pretty good, but now decision. Looks like he's gonna use the hurt more. He wants to try and get it down. Might be looking at saving Princess Gwilyn, but that dodge is not gonna help his chances.
Unlucky dodge.
They have up to 67 HP and just going to go ahead and escape. So, unfortunately, that's going to kind of deter him from trying to take it down. And, it's not really a necessity to save Princess Gwilyn, especially if A, we have no coordinates, and B, if the coordinates are countable.
Exactly. So the preemptive princess rescue can be a nice strategy at some points. That might have just been a spike tile check, or he might have been going for the rescue there, but won't get it on this try. As he emerges to see a town across, I guess that's Cole, isn't it? He's on the north side of Cole, across the river.
Do you know how unlucky that dodge was that Centroid had? That's a 1 in 64 miss chance right there.
Well, I think it's fair to say he compiled some good luck earlier in the seed.
Oh yeah. So it's the law of averages kicking in.
Just a little bit. And that DK is going to be 10, yes?
Yep, that Demon Knight isn't going to give him level 10, giving him 20 power, 2 speed, 1 HP, 3 MP. Still no new spells. We have 6 levels left to go, and 5 spells yet unclaimed. But uh-oh, up2ng runs into an AK-47. He goes back to start again.
Yeah, up2ng is better positioned here for his grind on 40 attack, 40 raw strength. It doesn't have any equipment. Has 26 defense on the strength of his 53 agility. So he's able to do some faster grinding now, and he's actually managed to close the gap a little bit as Centroid's been exploring, but that's going to get paid back later. up2ng's got to do all the same homework that Centroid has. So.
Runs away from the blue dragon there, and there's another wizard. Man, a lot of Sharlock enemies in the zone where Centroid's in right now.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that all seed.
Speaking of Sharlock, there it is.
There it is, and a lot of those foes that we might normally see in Charlock wandering the overworld in this one too.
There's a town. What is it going to be for Centroid? It is Cantlin.
All right, so 3 shops here. He can poke around if he wants to, but he's already got the best sword and armor in the game, so he'd really only be looking for a silver shield. That might not be high on his list of priorities right this second. We can also visit the old man in the south part of town who will give us the location of the coordinates, if there are any, which will give us a possible overworld search tile item.
Alright, because we have the armor, we don't have to worry about those electric tiles. Do we have coordinates? 69 north, 10 west.
I'm gonna say that's not countable. The 10 west should be pretty easy. You could maybe do a single coordinate count on this one and try to find that north spot. They are situated pretty squarely in the southeast of the map, so that might be doable, but he knows where Swamp Cave is already, and he knows that he can beat the boss now on 110 attack power. So if he wants to rescue Gwilyn, he can do that pretty much at his leisure.
Now, a lot of people believe that this could be countable from the coal spot. We'll see if that is the decision that Centroid makes.
Yeah, very true. You've got a good landmark there. He knows that has to be coal. He's seen the cave across the water too, so he knows that spot if he needs to use it as a reference.
up2ng continuing his grind here on a wolf, is able to take it down for its 40 points.
up2ng's been very clean and efficient on this grind. He's at a serious disadvantage with no equipment, but he's managed to get 1,000 experience with very low starting stats inside of 40 minutes here. So,
up2ng has definitely held his own. It's just, unfortunately, Centroid has run into an RNG buzzsaw that Centroid had gotten so lucky with, and takes down another Wraith for 42 more points.
yeah, Centroid's at liberty to fight a lot of stuff here, but this looks like the Red Dragon zone, so he's going to have to hope that he doesn't see one of those. We've seen a Wraith and a Metal Slime here.
Oh, and Centroid, 2 swings and misses on the Metal Slime. There's 1. Misses on that, so he's 1 for 4. Using another stop spell, so Centroid has another shot. There's 2. He'll have a chance at the kill. Will Centroid get it? No, he misses, but does not run away. Another chance for Centroid? No! But still stays on the field. Centroid getting lucky. There it is! Another 255.
Wow. If you didn't know the Scared Metal Slime's flag was on, there'd be no way to tell, because these guys are just stuck in combat virtually every time we see them.
That's why, like, nope, I ain't falling. You killed my brother. I ain't falling for this trick. You killed my brother. I ain't falling for this trick. That's 2 Metal Slimes back to back that just ran away like that.
They might have learned their lesson finally. The word got around.
It must certainly have their Archfield, but nevertheless, a Wraith is down. Another Metal Slime, and again it runs away. So I think it's starting to get the, well, not this one though.
I'm maybe willing to say there are 2 Metal Slimes in this zone at this point. We've seen the Wraith and we've seen the Red Dragon too. I'm not 100% certain that the Axe Knight that we saw earlier was also in the zone, but there's just so many Metal Slime encounters. It seems like that's the distribution right now, but in any event, just a remarkable run here for Centroid.
Most certainly gets another Wraith down. There's a Wolf for up2ng. Going to use the Heal More to try to take it down. A Star Wyvern for Centroid. Be worth 105 experience points if he can take it down. That Hurt Spell is a welcome sight, just takes away 2 of HP, and that'll do it. Down goes the Star Wyvern.
Yeah, you called that out earlier, and it was a great spot because the Hurt Spell, as you mentioned, does negligible damage when you have Erdrick's armor. So he can fight those. Those are basically free combats for him, especially with Heal More. If they do decide to swing, you can just heal that off.
Right now, 274 points away is up2ng to get to level 10. Gets an excellent move. That'll be good for another 40 points.
And up2ng, I gotta say, I like what he's doing here. Every time that he gets low enough on resources that he knows he can't win another combat that he wants, he's just taking off and exploring to see how far he can get, or else he's just going intentionally to take a Death Warp. But he's doing a nice job here. I need to say it again because he's done a nice job grinding, but finds himself at a significant deficit in virtually all regards right now.
2 hits for Centroid on this Metal Slime right now. Can he get the 3rd? He does not on this move. Stays on the field. Centroid, not this time, and can't get the 255. Bad luck.
Yeah, Centroid not far from level 11 here. This gold man is not within range on only 6 experience points, so he'll duck out of that one, but just needs 20 to hit level 11.
Yeah, doesn't really need the gold. He's still staring at more than 4,000 in his pocket.
I think Centroid now in uncharted territory is headed kind of north and west of where we saw the north exit of Swamp Cave, and I do see a cave on the edge of the screen there, and this werewolf would be level 11 if he can get it.
And he does get it exactly right on the dot, 2175. Let's see what we've got. 1 power, 4 speed, 15 HP, 11 MP, and we've learned sleep.
All right, so that's some Stone Man protection. We haven't seen any of those this seed, and everything else. At 71 defense, there's none of the mid-game enemies that he'd want to put to sleep, really, because he can just take those on head on now. 71 hit points too, so those totals are picking up. There's a lot of stuff Centroid can fight right now to keep that experience rolling.
Ooh, an excellent move on a Starward, and it dodged! What a terrible break there for Centroid. Gets the excellent move, dodge combination. You hate to see that.
Yeah, that's always punishing. The crits are 1 out of 32. The dodges for Star Wyverns, I believe evasion for Star Wyverns is 1 out of 32 as well.
Correct.
1 out of
So
64.
it is 1 out of 32.
It is 132?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, so 32 times 32, do the math. That's a 1 in 1,024 chance right there that particular combination would happen there.
Yep. Don't see that particular one too often.
Meanwhile, we find the Motel 6. It is Breckenary on Centroid's side. Now, while we were talking about that, the cave that we had found on Centroid's side ended up being the Staff of Rain cave, but he does not have the Silver Harp yet.
Yeah, so no trade just now. He'll have to file that information away for later. Looks like this peninsula on which Breckenary sits might be a dead end too. Just a couple of edges to check there. Up2ng to get level 10. He's got 70 raw strength, so there's a lot of stuff he can fight now too if he decides to branch out. And got 63 agility as well. This might be the point at which he refreshes his resources and decides to strike out on some exploration, but we'll see what he decides to do as he exits the castle. He's going to use Repel for a little bit of a grind here, I think. 31 defense means he's getting rid of some of the lesser enemies in this zone, and he's going to go after wolves exclusively, I think.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. They do give 40 XP. There's a green dragon, and Centroid, nope. Find a town. Oh, but right into the hands of the fun police and can't escape. And they've got sleep.
First turn we'd actually seen from the Reds because Centroid had managed to run from them first turn, I think, every other time he's seen one.
Wow, so now this is the bad RNG kicking in, but he'll try to escape or go for the stop spell. He gets the stop spell off, and he's got 2 HP to spare. Whoa. Not
sure if he's going to be able to see that town on this go, but he did buy himself at least 1 turn with that stop spell.
And he will not, well, he buys another turn because he goes for the sleep again. And agility is just a number, 63. Just some random number. And that's gonna not send him back to start yet. 2 to spare. But so, yeah, this police, we've got ourselves quite a pursuit going on here.
Yeah, we need to get the copter in the air and follow this one.
Oh, I was trying to do some manipulation there. No dice. This will be his last chance. Can't escape, and he is taken to jail.
Yeah, 63 agility. You've got about a 3rd chance. He just couldn't get a run from that red dragon on that try. And so that town will go missed at least for a little bit, but he knows where it is now, and he's got his full resources again and can strike out again. But up2ng is ever slowly closing that experience gap.
I have a feeling that up2ng sent that reinforcement there, because that is going to buy him some time.
That is going to buy him some time. And he needs it right now. He doesn't quite know it, I don't think, but he might have a sense that, things could be going very differently for his opponent. Based on the fact that Centroid appears to be headed back through Swamp Cave here, I'm going to assume that he's probably cleared First Continent. There wasn't much else to explore in the direction of Garanham, it didn't look like. He's going to want to see that town that he saw too before he got stopped last time. So that's obviously going to play into it as well. Oh, interesting. Okay, he might be going, yeah, so he wants to try to rescue Gwalen here, it looks like.
And he's definitely much more better equipped to take down the Axe Knights, because the attack is for 18.
Yeah, 111 attack power. He's very well situated here. 71 defense as well. He probably won't even need to use a heal more in the fight.
Yep, and that will do it. Now, he'll use an herb. No, gonna go for the grind instead.
Interesting. I think I kind of like it. The HP and the MP are still kind of lagging a little bit. I don't have any hurt more yet. He's only a couple of Axe Knights away. He should be able to finish off the level on this cycle. So, nothing wrong with that, I don't think.
2 more Axe Knights in order to get to that 3,000 experience points. Is up2ng continuing to grind on wolves to build his experience point count. Right now, he is 109 points away. Make that 69 points away after successfully taking down that wolf.
Unfortunately for up2ng, his situation is not going to substantively change on this next level. He's just going to pick up some MP and a little bit of HP and nothing much else. So he's probably hoping for hurt more right here, but he's not going to find it.
All right, and we do have a rescue of Princess Gwalen, and what I would imagine is going to happen is Centroid may go for that Axe Knight to get to level 12, or might just go back. Yep, he's going to go ahead. But first, runs into a Stone Man, and ooh, is able to escape.
Yeah, first Stone Man we've seen, I think.
I think we've seen a couple of Stone Men, but we've not seen what they've had yet.
Yeah, escapes. So no turns in combat.
Centroid not taking any chances of a possible miss. We had seen that earlier on Centroid's side. Takes down the Axe Knight, and that is going to be a level 12 for Centroid. Let's see what kind of results he gets out of that. 3 power, 3 speed, 1 HP, 3 MP. Almost had the 4, but no spells.
Yep, so not much of a level there either. up2ng picking up level 11 just about at the same time.
Yep, gets the return spell and will take Gwalen home. So no dinner and a movie this time, at least on Centroid's side.
Yep, just delivering her back home before curfew.
Absolutely.
So now that Centroid has returned to Gwalen, he'll get an item called Gwalen's Love. We refer to that as the GPS because that item will tell you your coordinates on the map in relation to Gwalen. So when you're looking at the coordinates that we've got posted there on screen, Centroid's seen those: 69 north, 10 west. He's going to be hunting for a spot with that GPS that is 69 south, 10 east.
Yep, just take the directions that you currently have and reverse the cardinal directions on each side.
There you go.
Plenty of gold for Centroid. He can certainly get his fill on magic keys. up2ng going for the exploration now.
And he's headed toward Cole, I think.
And he's able to escape from an armored knight. Very good. But then runs into an axe knight, which he's not able to escape from. He's able to do so on the second attempt. Finds that town, but before he can get to that town, he runs into a wraith. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for him.
Yeah, he can take this wraith here for sure. A couple of swings, he's done. He's about to...
No. Oh. Well, it's at least again just a wraith.
He just a wraith.
He does not know what is lurking next to this town.
Yeah, hasn't seen any of the bad stuff in this zone yet.
Not taking any chances. He's using a heal more before he gets it, and he makes it. He'll finally get that Erdrick's armor here in Cole.
And I think up2ng is about to feel very, very, very behind.
Oh, yeah. And he has enough money, he can purchase some weapons now and a small shield.
Yeah, exactly. We know that hand axe is here. Doesn't have quite enough for that, but he might still have the cursed belt at his disposal. He's just going to opt for the club instead.
And again, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for sure. The walk around to the item shop in Cole is long, and it's a lot of tiles to take just for that upgrade. He's already got 71 raw strength, so that's plenty enough to do work with. And if he can come by some more gold, then he can just duck back into Cole and get that hand axe. Or even get it on his next pass through the castle if he wants to stop in the treasury. 3 gold chests there, you can just grab one of those, and then you got yourself a hand axe so you can get back to Cole with it.
Now we'll see if up2ng gets that same metal slime luck. No, he's just going to explore right away. Just try to get there if he can. Runs into a wizard.
Yep, I'm gonna race it. He's got heal more, wants to see what it has. I will say you're starting to see some divergence now that the stats have continued to climb between the 2 builds that our racers are using. Centroid with Strength HP on the left has 6 more hit points than up2ng on the right. Now granted, he has another level on up2ng as well, but that's something we're going to want to watch out for as the seed continues onward.
Oh, an excellent move there for Centroid to take down the Axe Knight. Right now, he's about 835 points away. Check that, 735 points away from the next level.
Yeah, and he's feeling free to fight pretty much everything that he comes across on his current stats. I can't say as I blame him. He's just keeping the XP going.
up2ng just got really lucky. He ran into the fun police 1 tile outside of town and was able to escape.
He'll get a hand axe for it. That's a reasonably big deal. 15 attack power for that hand axe. That's up to 86 now for him. If he wants to continue to fight wizards and things like that, he's going to have an easier time of it.
I think it was a good idea to rescue Princess Gwaelin. I mean, looking at this map, it's hard to count the 69-10.
Yeah, it would be a rough count, especially with the overworld the way it is. When you're getting encounters, still, Centroid's got 73 defense, so he's, feeling okay. But whenever you've got a longer count like this, the enemy zones have a lot to do with how that goes, and he doesn't have to worry so much about that.
3 steps south he needs to go right there. What do we have? The Silver Harp.
All right, and I believe he has seen the trade-in cave for the Silver Harp.
And for the first time, we have seen Rimaldar, or Rimaldar, depending on who you ask for the pronunciation of this town.
There is one chest here in Rim, and so Centroid will have an opportunity to check that momentarily.
Yep, I want it to be the 2 keys for 1 special, or the 1 key for 2 special. But it's Fairy Water. It does 9 to 16 HP of damage, and depending on the attack power, it could come in handy.
Very easily could. They're kind of low on MP too, so that Fairy Water can also be handy for its use as the repel spell.
Wow, I just realized that we're on level 12 and they can't even cast 5 heal mores.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the MP is still lagging quite a ways behind. So resource management's pretty important, especially when the map appears to be as sprawling as this one is.
So that means by process of elimination, that town that the Fun Police was guarding that sent Centroid back to start has to be Hawksness.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, I'd forgotten all about that. So Centroid's hunted down the coordinates, got his harp, and if he remembers where that town was...
Oh! Gets an excellent move on a stone man, but it's a 1-turn sleep.
And he kind of low-rolled that crit, too. That was toward the very, very bottom end of a possible crit there.
So what is the value of a crit, then, if that was the low roll?
A crit will do anywhere between 50% and 100% of your total attack power, unmodified by defense. So for Centroid right now, you can basically take 114 would be max crit, and then half of that, which I guess would be 57,
yep,
would be his min crit. So 64 was not a super great roll on that one.
And there is the Staff of Rain Cave for Centroid. We'll cash in that Silver Harp, get his Staff of Rain. So now the only thing he needs is the token. We don't know where the token is. We don't even know where the Jerk Cave is. We're almost an hour into the seed. We still have not seen the Jerk Cave.
Yeah, but Centroid's making some good headway here, I think. This, I think, is Breckenary, and it is. So the town that we know now as Hawksness is, I think, directly north of here. So. I
want to say now, by process of elimination, I mean, maybe it's in another cave that we haven't seen. There's a good chance we might see Erdrick's token in Hawksness.
Yeah, it's a very reasonable possibility. We've seen top 3 of Grave, and up2ng, it looks like, is in the
Oh, Knights
Grave
have
right now?
Knights have heal more, and up2ng wants no part of that.
Yeah. Yep, don't blame him for that. Tough to swing through that on 86 attack power. You can do it, but if it's going to cast it all the time, that's a troublesome fight.
Centroid making his way back to Hawksness, this time not stopped by the Fun Police. So let's see what's behind that spike tile. Oh, not so fast. We got a blue dragon, but quick escape. And it's going to be another blue dragon. So, whether you like it or not, we are going to have the famous number chat come up in just a moment once he takes down this blue dragon. He's got the resources. You might as well use that heal more. So those blue dragons have anywhere between 74 and 98 HP. Next attack should do it for Centroid, but not going to take any chances. Use the heal more. You've got the resources. Next attack, he is down, and that is good for 108! And another level up. 9, 1, 2, 15 MP. We needed those MP badly. And it indeed is Erdrick's token on the spike tile. So now all Centroid needs to do is find the Jerk Cave, and he'll be in grind and go mode.
Yeah, I mean, everything's coming up for Centroid right now. Found that Erdrick's token just as up2ng finished his dive of the grave, which I know is something he is not keen on doing when he doesn't have outside. Almost ran out of resources on his way down, but only found a dragon scale for his trouble in the 5th chest.
Centroid casting the sleep spell on Stone Man. Centroid gonna go for the Stone Man kill here. 102 to 135 HP. Takes him down for the 155 experience points. And there's a cave. Maybe that is the Jerk Cave.
Yeah, I think we're only down to a couple of options left, right? Have we seen the Vanilla Stones cave yet?
Oh, the freebie cave.
Yeah, freebie.
We have not seen that either.
So I think those are the last two, unless we haven't seen Mountain Cave?
I was just about
I guess
to
we
say.
haven't. I guess we haven't. So Centroid theoretically could skip that altogether if he
Oh, look
wants
at
to.
this. It's up2ng that finds the Jerk Cave in the desert.
And another cave to the northwest of it.
This must be Mountain Cave that Centroid was in. He's like, nope. It's not what I'm looking for.
Yep. Only outstanding item for him would be the Death Necklace, and because of the low HP right now, probably does
Look at
not
this.
place a premium on that.
Technically, that's a Sparkle Bridge. Even though we've got mountains surrounding it, that is technically a Sparkle Bridge, and Centroid doing the mandatory check on that tile.
Yep. Even already had his coordinate item and decided to go search it anyway, so.
So this cave that up2ng is about to enter, this has to be the freebie cave, right?
I
Yep.
believe so.
All right, let's see what's inside that chest. It's a torch.
Yeah. So up2ng just landing all of the wrong stuff right now too, in addition to
Well,
it seems like when it rains it pours for him right now.
true. Well, it is, knowledge that Centroid currently doesn't have, so there is that little consolation.
That is very fair. So Centroid now back into Garenham after casting return. There's not really much else that he needs to look for besides the Rainbow Drop trade-in.
And that's going to be level 12 for up2ng after taking down that Demon Knight. Oh, and they give each other a high five. Well, guess what? Centroid is about to find that jerk cave.
Yep, there it is right there.
A good question in chat by Uncle Burley. What do the orange stats mean? Stats mean that are in orange means you are close to being ready to have enough of that particular category to make a fair dive into Charlock, but you want to see those turn green.
Yeah, optimally. If a given stat is orange, that may or may not work. You can sometimes compensate for that with big numbers in other stats. So depending on which stat it is, that kind of has a difference, and of course there's a synergy between them where if you have a ton of HP, for instance, that can help make up for deficits elsewhere. So that's just kind of a guideline, giving you an idea of when you might be ready to gear up for the final fight.
Centroid did find the jerk cave, cashed in all of the items to pick up the rainbow drop, which will gain us access into Charlock. So now, in Centroid's case, it's just a matter of grinding, and I don't think we ever saw a silver shield shop, so as far as I'm concerned, it's just grinding on whatever, and it looks like Centroid's going to go for the Axe Knights.
Yeah, and I think that's entirely appropriate here. He'll have to watch his keys, of course, because you need one to get in, so if he's just going to heal in Garenham, he's totally fine. No outside spell yet, though, so you got to lock that out.
Yep, and we have to have all 10 spells guaranteed by level 16, so it'll come up guaranteed somewhere in the next 3 levels.
But yeah, Centroid's got all his homework done. All that remains now is for him to continue picking up levels, so we will likely see the experience points gap continue to widen here, as up2ng still has a lot of searching to do.
He's got all of his homework done, so all he has to do now is spend time with the tutor, in this case Axe Knight, to study for the exam known as Charlock.
Exactly. Excellently put.
up2ng just took down an Axe Knight himself and has rescued Princess Gwaelin. But can he escape? That is the question. Meanwhile, it looks like things have kind of locked up on Centroid's side, but we would imagine he's going to continue to do that grind while we try to get his coverage back.
Yeah, we'll see what happened there. Might have had to take a brief break. Hard to say.
That is true. Anything could have happened there, You always have that possibility that something strikes IRL. You have to take a short break before you get back into the action. A little of Centroid, no, he's in a very good position right now.
Absolutely. So it looks like up2ng is going to take some time here. He's in the Swamp Cave right now. Already has the princess in arms. But because he's here, has his equipment that he wants, can make short work of these Axe Knights, he's going to take some experience while he's here. Always a good idea if you can do it.
Yeah, he can cut into Centroid's experience lead. However, he has to keep in mind that you have to get back to Tentacle Castle with Princess Gwaelin. Otherwise, he goes back into the Axe Knight's chamber.
Got a good crit there. He's using these herbs to good effect, too, to stretch out the amount of time he can spend down here.
Alright, Centroid is now back in action, continuing his grind on the Axe Knight, but gets ambushed. That is not a pleasant sight. And up2ng not using the outside spell, or the return spell, rather, to get back.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to take a look around first. And sometimes up2ng will do this, and it's a strategy that runners will commonly use if they're not sure of coordinates yet, and up2ng hasn't made it to Cantlin. They'll just carry the princess until they find out whether they actually do need to return to get the GPS. So this is probably just a little walk for him while he tries to ascertain that.
Absolutely, but we'll see if he's able to return Gwaelin safely, or if he gets caught in the hands of the fun police. Well, it's a Magic Wyvern using a stop spell. That's no harm, no foul.
Yeah, not a roadblock at all. That's what you like to see, those enemies with stop spell once you have the armor.
Another Magic Wyvern, down it goes in one shot. Another 83 points. And a werewolf. Ooh, but that attack dodged! Following up with an excellent move, though, to counter the bad luck.
Yeah, a little bit of revenge there. I believe this is Remulder, yes.
Indeed it is. He's going to check the two-door special. He's going to find the fairy water.
Still, that's information for him. He's continuing to clear objectives, and that's always nice.
All right, watch very carefully at the text that this innkeeper says. It's a little bit different. Thou hast had a good sleep, I hope. Yeah, when you have Princess Squalene and you take her to an inn, the text that the innkeeper says changes a little bit.
Feel free to draw your own conclusions.
Right. Meanwhile, Centroid back into Garanham. I would imagine he's going to heal up at the inn and do the grind all over again. Uh-oh. Ooh, escapes from the fun police. Ooh, he runs into a metal slime. Let's see if he can get this. Nope, of course not. Not when you're trailing, because one of the phrases I like to say, Archfield, is RNG favors the favorites, underwhelms the underdog. Well, the second part, that's for on Burgundy, but the first part was mine.
It's a good combination, and in this case, very, very true.
Runs into the green dragon, does up 2ng. Shouldn't have too much problem taking it down. Pair of 34s takes it down, gets 135 XP. Very close to level 13 as we now go to Breckenary.
And he's just taking a moment to heel walk inside the town threshold before stepping back out. Centroid with level 14 coming up.
I can only laugh at what Camion just said in chat regarding what we were talking about earlier.
Yes. Yep, that's about the size of it.
Alright, so right now, level 14, we did pick up the Hurt spell. There are 2 levels left that are going to give us spells, and we're still looking for a Hurt more. Heal and Outside. To get to level 15, 7,500 XP is the magic number.
up2ng, I think, looking for level 13 here. He's very close.
Oh, a dodge there. Another dodge there from a werewolf. That's a couple we've seen. Now, of course, to be fair, their evasion rate is higher than most enemies. The only enemy I believe that has a higher evasion rate are those demon knights.
Correct. Werewolves quite dodgy.
up2ng gets level 13 with that kill of that werewolf.
And again here, the difference between the builds starting to show itself. up2ng is lagging behind by almost exactly a level, but he's got 3 more agility right now than Centroid, and Centroid will have something on the order of 7 more hit points once the levels are equal. And that, again, those gaps will only continue to increase as the levels tick upward.
Oh, that's the second different town the two have spent the night together in.
It's the world tour.
It is the world tour, indeed.
And Zarnax, to answer your question in chat, no, somewhat remarkably, up2ng started out from the very beginning with a strength agility build. I think it's the first time I've ever seen him do it. That's not to say he hasn't done it, but it was a big surprise to me, at least.
The thing is, up2ng still does not have the silver harp, as he knows where the Staff of Rain cave is, as Centroid continuing to do this Axe Knight grind. He's at 6473, so he needs 1,027 more. Make that less than 900 to go. So you do the math, that means 7 more Axe Knights and he'll have level 15.
Yeah, little does up2ng know he's walking around in the area where the coordinates can be found with the Princess in Arms. And that's going to be the Silver Harp, correct? If I'm remembering my sequence correctly.
Yes, Silver Harp was, that's right. Silver Harp was in the coordinate spot, and we had the Erdrick's token in Hawk's Nest. But up2ng has not discovered Hawk's Nest yet.
Yeah, still, you'd have to head west of Remulder, I think, if I've got the read of this map correctly.
Centroid getting closer and closer to level 15. Now going to try to do a bit of a heal walk as his resources dwindle down, but gets ambushed. Oh, that is not good.
Yep, and cancels out the heal walk right there, unfortunately. Might have to burn heal more here. Probably will.
He's only got one more heal more left, so he wants to try to reserve it. Try to get to level 15 if he possibly can. Dead end there, and instead of using outside, going to continue to do his exploration with Gwaelin in hand.
I think it's only a matter of time now. He's going to find out soon that he's more or less reached a dead end.
Oh, an excellent night on an Axe Knight. 1 shot, 1 kill. Now he's in Cantlin. I don't believe he knows the coordinates.
No, he doesn't. So this will be his first shot at those. And once he sees them, he might opt to return Gwaelin immediately.
Yeah, most certainly. Go ahead and purchase some more magic keys. Centroid again going to do a hero walk to try and build enough XP to do 1 more Axe Knight, because this Axe Knight right here gets an excellent move. That's all, folks. Level 15, big level coming up. Let's see what Centroid ends up getting. It's 1 power, 8 speed, 1 HP, 7 MP, no spells. We have the triple play in level 16.
Yep, hurt more hanging out on level 16. You never like to see that because depending on the situation, it can cause some problems. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Centroid's going to use the wings and head back home.
We see that up2ng now knows the coordinates, 69 north, 10 west.
So Centroid was keeping a close watch on his keys. When he started the grind, that was one of the things I mentioned he'd have to do because re-entering that door in Garenham will cost you a key each trip. So he used the wings to get back with his 1 key remaining and purchased some here in the back of Tanagel before he continues his grind.
And you were right on the money with that prediction. After finding the coordinates, the honeymoon is over. Back to the castle, Gwaelin goes to safety. So right now, a big exploration and experience advantage right now for Centroid. I mean, we're talking 3,000 points.
Big time. 3,000 experience plus the exploration advantage is just huge. I mean, now, that said, we have seen a couple of dangerous enemies that have some dangerous skills that could be hiding out in Charlock. Those red dragons have sleep. We know that they can't have it at more than 50%, I don't think, if I understand the way that change worked.
Why don't we take a look? Why don't we bring up a red dragons to see what kind of percentage they have on the sleep spells? And yeah, 50% sleep. So yeah, there's a good chance that if you run into the fun police, you're getting put to sleep, and they hit like a Mack truck. So yeah, if we see a lot of red dragons in Charlock, this one's not going to be over yet by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely. If the resources are there, at least. They do have 2 out of 16 stop resist, so that is nice to see on our side. We know that if they want to burn some stop spells on the way down to try to mitigate the risk against those, they can do that if the resources are there to do it.
Looks like Centroid is liquidating his resources. He got rid of a torch and a curse spell. He's now got over 8,000 golds. And we'll use some of it to heal his resources at the end. Now, interesting, he got rid of his resources, then, oh yeah, the wings act as outside.
Or, yeah, act as,
or return, rather.
Return, yes.
Well, if runs into a snowman, it's just going to go ahead and take it down. I mean, why not? Pretty easy to take down with his current stats, and he'll get 155 points out of it. Up2ng hits an Axe Knight, takes it down for his 130 points, as he's approaching level 14.
And really for Centroid right now is just about seeing this grind through. I have to believe he feels pretty good about where he is right now based on that Metal Slime sequence earlier. But I'll be interested to see what he decides to do if there's maybe a thin go level, if he's going to opt to stay and try to take another one, or if he's going to keep going. That, of course, might be moot if level 16 is a really good one, but he's, just under 2,000 experience points away from that. So on this Axe Knight grind, it won't be too long a time before we see what level 16 brings.
Yeah, someone in the chat just brought this up, and yeah, it is indeed a nice touch. You'll see a guard who is playing the trumpet, and whatever side you see that on, that's whose audio is currently in progress.
Yeah, just shout out to Captain Uhu, who's one of the leads on tracker design for Randomania. Does such a great job with these trackers that we see across all the various games, but with this one particularly, it's really great to have this Randomania tracker because we get to see all these stats, and we have everything up with the ROM loaded in, so the tracker's work is just clicking on items and stuff, and we get all the stats displayed, so it's really helpful to see the state of a seed, and he really did a great job of it.
Ooh, an excellent move there on the Axe Knight, 121, that is good. 8360 is the total, 9750 is what we need. That means we need 1390, so still 11 more Axe Knights for Centroid. And that is one thing that's really been stopping up2ng right now is one, hasn't been able to get the Silver Harp and has not found Hawk's Nest yet either.
Centroid peeking at his max HPs, trying to make the most of the resources that he has available, those heal mores and some herbs too, just going all out, trying to make his every turn at this grind tile last as long as possible. The more you can do that, and if you can get to your level before you have to take another in trip, then you have even more resources to take down with you, hopefully. So just trying to extend these trips into the swamp as long as you possibly can.
Yeah, I must say that we're at level 15. We are crazy low on HP and MP. I mean, it's just unbelievable right now. I mean, the way this seed's going, you would imagine there's going to be a boon coming up soon for one or both of these stats, but can you imagine if the boon never comes and we have to, grind to, 25 or something?
It's pretty rare. It's pretty rare. I've seen maybe a 20. and not too long ago, but those are, even level 20 seeds are quite rare. So one would expect, as you say, that we would find just kind of a big level somewhere here for those resource stats. Get some HP, get some MP. We, of course, want to try to get that MP up to around 97. Depending on what the stats are and what the MP is, you can maybe dive and be successful on less than that. We've seen that before, too. The MP, I think, is the thing that he really wants to pick up right now. But still shy in both, definitely. They're both, as you see there on the tracker, still shaded in white, which means they're not even fringy good stats yet. They're just kind of okay.
Meanwhile, up to a G into Sherlock, goes into Cantlin. Right now, 3 more Axe Knights, make it 2 more Axe Knights, and Centroid will have level 16 now, give him the rest of his spells, so he can do hurt more to Axe Knights if he so chooses to, rather than go for the attacks. Oh, the 1 in 64 dodge!
Didn't want to see that right there, just so close to finishing this level off, and now that's probably not in the cards anymore. I don't think he has any herbs left, and of course he's got 3 MP, but no small heal spell yet, because that's still hiding on 16.
He's going to try to escape before running into another enemy so he can heal back up in Gurnham. A few steps away, makes it!
Interesting. Yeah, okay, so he for sure wanted to get this level before he hit the inn again, so he just took a walk outside. Maybe he knew this enemy set was here just to collect some quick experience. Stone Man's not really what he wants to see. Oh, and I think he just whiffed on his sleep spell. No,
he went for the hurt spell instead. I have no idea what the situation was on that, but in any event, he's getting a good heal walk in.
Yeah, I think he just mismenued that. Sleep's right underneath hurt, so if he was going for the sleep, didn't quite get there.
And now 4 more experience points, and that will be level 16. The Golem would do it, but they are powerful, as you can see. He finds a Scorpion. This will do it. So he's going to get those 3 spells, but the stats are what's important right now for Centroid. Let's take a look. 4 power, 6 speed, 16 HP, 11 MP. Those are some good numbers.
That is much improved, but still just on that line where you're like, no, this is not possible because of the MP.
Well, that's one of them. And the other thing is because of the defense. You want to have 86 DP or more to withstand a Dragon Lord attack that will do 48 or less. That's why the HP at 97 is not in green like you normally see, because the DP just isn't quite high enough. We need a few more HP. So yeah, looking at the stats, we're not ready to go to Sherlock just yet.
Yeah, just not quite there. But he does have hurt more now, and he does have 72 MP, so the pickup there is nice, and that's going to make this Axe Knight grind go faster for him. So 17 should be approaching quickly for Centroid.
Yep, 9 heal mores is all we can do, so that's really not enough. Meanwhile, Up to a G did find the Silver Harp, which he can now cash in to get the Staff of Rain, but he still needs to find Hawk's Nest in order to get Erdrick's token. And we're doing 58 damage on Drakeys there, my word. Or Magic Drakeys, excuse me. As Centroid has had so many small encounters, he's like, I'll just use my Repel spell. He wants to get to that Axe Knight tile again.
Yep, good decision there. Just get rid of the rest of those encounters. Not really anything else that you want to see when you have a very efficient Hurtmore grind against this Axe Knight. Just get to the tile and start mowing them down. up2ng is still on the hunt for Hawksness. I think he needs to go north and west, but he's just having a really difficult time getting around this map right now.
And he's down to 5 HP. He's going to have to use heal more now. Back-to-back dodges, that doesn't help his cause.
And it looks like up2ng is headed to grind.
Yeah, and you certainly can't blame him for that. Gets an excellent move. Doesn't have to use a single resource on that fight. And an excellent move for Centroid as well. Next level is at 12,000 XP, so still 1446 away for Centroid. So that means 12 more Axe Knights.
So up2ng in doubt here, choosing to grind it out a little bit. He knows Hawksness is going to be a target, so if he's thinking about the upper end of those possible spike tiles right now and having not seen it, he's probably looking for a little more HP here before he continues exploring again so that he can basically guarantee that he can take whatever spike happens to be there when he finds it.
He doesn't know it, but it's a blue dragon, and again, from what we've seen from blue dragons, they aren't too much of a threat, but they do hit fairly powerful. Of course, the one thing you do want to worry about that we didn't see on Centroid's side, that who knows, maybe they do have it, is the possibility of a heal more spell that they could have.
Yeah, we've really only seen, I think, just
the one that we attacked on Centroid's side.
Yeah, just that one blue dragon fight to conclusion, so there's still a little bit of a mystery.
No problem at all here, as up2ng continuing to do the grind here on these Axe Knights. He's getting very close to level 15, but he's going to be disappointed when he sees the results. Oh, and he gets the 1 in 64 missed as up2ng. Yikes. And follows it up with an excellent move. We've seen that a few times today in this season.
Yeah,
both runners.
That's at least the third time, I think, where we get a dodge immediately followed by a crit.
Crazy stuff here. up2ng low on resources, so he's just going to go ahead heal, I would imagine, at the inn. Before he gets there, Rogue Scorpion stops him, but shouldn't be a too terrible job as we're defense breaking them.
Alright, Centroid back into Swamp Cave and going to return to his grind. He should be able to get the next level on this cycle.
Oh yeah, he most certainly will there. There's no question about it, Archfield. Let's take a look at the numbers. Yeah, he's at 11,204, just under 800, so he's looking at 7.
Yep, has plenty of hurt mores in the tank for that.
up2ng using the sleep spell on the stone fan, but it's a one-turn sleep. You never like to see that.
Yep, up2ng trying to pick up experience any way he can right now as he continues to try to explore.
Well, he runs into a blue dragon. Oh, he's going to go ahead and try and take it down. They have anywhere between 74 and 98 HP, and this could tell the tale of the tape if these blue dragons have something. Doesn't look like it at the moment, because we're down on HP. Still doesn't use anything. Down to 2 HP. Not going to chance it because of the dodge possibility from the Blue Dragon. This attack will do it. There it is!
Oh, there it was.
What an intuition move there by up2ng.
Got the dodge. Wow.
I mean, Blue Dragons, that their dodge rate is 1 out of 32, and there's the 180 points for up2ng. That's going to give him level 15.
Speaking of, Centroid hitting 17.
4, 2, 12 HP, 17 MP. That's 2 more heal mores.
This is very, very fringy right now. He could make it with full resources, but we know Charlock could be problematic.
And there's another thing. That defense, we're still at 82 now. If I'm doing my math correct, from 86, what is it, 3? So 83. So DL can still hit for 50 with 82. Is that right? 50?
I believe so. I think,
49.
I think it's 49, actually.
Okay, it's 4 then, because 86 is the magic number, so the increment must be 4, I think. So, yeah, as Angel had pointed out in chat, it's 49. So at 82, it can deal 49, but you got 109 HP, so your HP is fine in the fight. But yeah, MP, you can only do 11 heal mores. And you look at that attack power at 132. It's 8 to 16 per hit. So you're looking at 12 average. And with only 11 heal mores, yeah, that is very fringy indeed.
Yeah, so I think based on the way he probably feels right now, he knows the way things went for him in the early game. So he's aware of the fact that he could potentially have a lead here, and maybe a substantial one. So he's going to take the next level. He might even do this even if he didn't think it was in the lead because, like we've said, it is very, very thin right here. You really have to have your Charlock dive go fine, and then your DL1 fight go fine, and then you want your opening double to really put it into a range where you're going to feel good about the fight. So I have no problem with him at all taking another level here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think depending on the situation, if Centroid was up against maybe a more it's like he knows who he's up against. If he would have been up against somebody, and again, no offense to up2ng's abilities, but if he was up against someone like, say, a variety of Ness Cardinality or Angel FM, he might have taken a gamble with these numbers.
It's possible. I mean, you know what up2ng is about. He's gonna stay and grind, and that's sure enough what he did in this seed. And did a very nice job of it too. The fact that he is where he is in the seed right now is pretty remarkable given the starting stats and the fact that just nothing was coming in over those early levels. So you can kind of use that information to your advantage too. Whether or not that's playing into Centroid's thinking right now, we won't know until perhaps after the race, but that is something that you do have in the back of your mind when you're playing these, is just, who am I playing against? What are they likely to be doing? Do I think I might have an edge here based on the way the seed has gone for me? And, Centroid, taking all that information and his current stats into account, has opted to go for level 18.
Oh, people in the chat make a good point. I do apologize for that. So up2ng was a finalist at one point, so he definitely has some skills. But,
absolutely. Yeah.
Shows how much I know. I mean, I've kind of been a little bit out of touch since the last tournament, so my bad there.
Hey, no worries at all.
All right, so, but yeah, up2ng, his big thing right now is not finding Hawksness to get Erdrick's token. I mean, that's the thing that's really stopping him right now.
Yeah, and he's passing through Swamp Cave again. Not sure whether he's heading back for more experience or if he's going to head through to continue exploring, but he is at a spot right here where, the extra levels aren't going to do as much for him as finding the rest of the stuff, but he's going to cast Radiant, so I expect he's headed back for the spike here.
Now, I will say this much, because of the grind, and, Centroid has had a long streak of staying alive here. If only there was a silver shield somewhere, he now has the money to purchase that. He could really increase that DP, and then you have the Dragon Lord not doing as much damage.
That's a great point. I hadn't even noticed, but he does have silver shield money now. If he knew where one was, he could grab one, but he didn't really have to do much shopping after that initial part, so he didn't even check any of those Cantlin shops, for instance, and just was straight ahead, not really thinking about that.
Alright, so Centroid taking down another Axe Knight. up2ng working on a stone man. Getting very close, less than 600 points away, so we need 5 more Axe Knights to get to level 18. So now we see both runners grinding on the same tile right now. But yeah, you see that disparity between experience points between the two runners. It is more than 5,400 points.
And on top of that, as we've mentioned, up2ng still needs to find Hawksness and get that token. So on top of having to make up some experience, a lot of experience, still has some searching to do.
See, this is where up2ng, he might make the gamble at level 17, considering his situation.
Entirely possible. Just one more Axe Knight for Centroid, looks like.
Yep, and just going to use an herb, knowing that those resources are dangerously low, not taking any chances here. This attack will do it. This is going to be level 18. Let's take a look at the numbers and see if they are good enough to go to Sharlock. It's just 1 power, 3 speed, 12 HP, 8 MP. And the defense that was still lacking 49, and you're still... The amount of damage you're doing is still 8 to 16.
The MP, though, has picked up to a point with 97 now. That puts him on, 12 heal mores?
Yeah, 12 heal mores, average of 12. That's 144. Dragon Lord has 150 to 165. You need to hope for some doubles here. That's for sure.
Yeah, you want to get doubles. He doesn't have the death necklace, so holding on for another level for more HP doesn't make sense. This is pretty much the spot I think he wants to go here, and he is going to make his way toward the healing here in Cantlin, so he can take off toward Charlock, which is just to the west.
Now take a look at this. He's going to buy some herbs. Yep. And again, I don't know if there's a silver shield here in Cantlin, and I don't even know if Centroid is focusing on that at the moment. But again, you see his cash total of over 16,000 golds. He definitely could, if he knew where a silver shield was, to purchase this. Of course, this could be one of those seeds where you have no silver shields at all. Period.
Exactly. We don't know. We've seen very little of the shopping in this seed.
Yeah, because, we've already got all the goods. I mean, we have Erdrick's sword, Erdrick's armor. I mean, there's not really much more you need. I mean, the silver shield's a nice bonus, but it's not needed to beat the seed.
Exactly.
However, he's going to check the shops now to see if there maybe is a silver shield here. Yeah, and you can't fault Centroid at this point. He's got the cash. He's got the resources. So you might as well check the shops if the off chance there is a silver shield. And wouldn't you know it?
There it is. And that's actually a pretty big deal for the reason that you mentioned. It's going to help him avoid those melees above 48, so he can feel safer if he's put in an awkward position in the DL fight. But also, on 94 defense, he's repelling several more enemies in Charlock if he wants to. And I did see him offloading inventory at the herb shop, selling some spare things that he didn't need, clearing space for this fairy water that he's now purchasing so he can use that to repel on his way down too, save himself some resources.
Yeah, that is not an insignificant purchase there. As you can see, his DP is now at 94. That means that repels, you don't have to run into Axe Knights, and now you are defense breaking Dragon Lord version 1. So that is a huge purchase there from Centroid. And not only that, you do the math there, I believe with 94, you're doing, 46 that the maximum that DL2 could punch for?
Correct. 46 is now the maximum. So that fits just inside that max breath attack too, which is only a 1 in 8 breath attack chance. So on his current HP, 121, you would expect a fair number of doubles in this fight too. It just, he's got a better expectancy in that fight now that he's got the silver shield. And he can repel a lot more enemies, and Charlock, too, helps him save his resources.
Alright, so here is the dive to Charlock for Centroid. Runs into a blue dragon. We haven't seen too many blue dragons in this sea, but we're seeing plenty of them early on in Charlock. Back to back to back, as up2ng is able to get to level 16.
So his grind pace will pick up a little bit, but he's got a substantive amount of work to do in a short period of time. Centroid now into Zone 2 of Charlock.
Now, 4 blue dragons in a row there, so the Fairy Water was what he decided to use. And this is what the Fairy Water is he's going to use it for instead of the Repel spell, given his resources. Because they do 9 to 16 damage on DL2. If he has spare ones, he might throw them. But it acts exactly the same as Repel. You're not using any of your precious magic points. I mean, he has none to spare in terms of heal more purposes.
Exactly, and he's gotten very few encounters so far, so one can assume that these zones are populated by a lot of those enemies that he's repelling as he just breezes through Zone 2 into Zone 3.
Absolutely. About the only thing he has seen so far is blue dragons, which again, at 98, you are going to encounter them even with the Fairy Water. And Snowman, likewise, because they're at 100.
Yeah, very tough to repel those. Don't see it too often anymore.
Ooh, an Armored Knight. We haven't seen too many of those, but he's able to escape. He's made it to the basement.
So really just looking pretty good for Centroid right now. He's almost halfway through this basement and just has the spike tile in all likelihood to overcome.
Yep, runs into a Stoneman. What do we have on the... Well, we're not going to find out just yet and find another Stoneman. What do we have on the spike tile? It's an Armored Knight.
Haven't seen many of those, but 3 or 4 swings on the outside to get this job done. And
3 it is.
Closed it out. So on to the Dragon Lord.
I'm just going to use an herb and talk to the Dragon Lord. Just going to use another herb to top out. Now I'm going to talk to the Dragon Lord. So he's going to be looking for stop spells and attacks because he is going to be defense breaking Dragon Lord 1. First attack 32.